There is a version of you that only heaven sees, a version so precious, so chosen, so full of light that the world has spent years trying to dim. They dimmed it with their words, their expectations, their timing, and their judgments. But I need you to know something today. That version is still alive inside you, not broken, not forgotten, not beyond repair. It is still breathing, still waiting for you to remember. My beloved child, when was the last time you felt like yourself? Not the version you perform for others, not the identity they scripted for you, not the person you learned to become just so you would not be alone, but the real version, the one who feels deeply, who dreams without apology, who knows that something sacred is moving inside the quiet places of your heart. If you cannot remember that feeling, that is not your failure. That is the work of numbness, the slow creeping of 1,000 small surrenders. You learned to smile when your heart was breaking. You became fluent in the language of "I'm fine," that single word that closes every conversation before it even begins. You grew familiar with the weight of carrying pain alone, the exhaustion of pretending, the subtle death of pretending so well that eventually you believed your own performance. You stopped knocking on the door of your own heart because you thought no one would answer. But I am telling you now, someone has been listening the whole time. I have been listening to the prayers you swallowed. I have been watching the tears you wiped away before anyone could see them. I have been present in every single moment you chose to keep walking when you wanted to fall apart. And what I see in you is not brokenness. What I see is a soul learning to survive, and I do not blame you for that. I understand it. There are hurting people all around you, which made you believe your pain was not special enough to matter. There are others carrying wounds that seem bigger, deeper, more worthy of healing, which made you convince yourself that your suffering was something you had to simply accept and arrange furniture around. But a barren field cannot be called a garden merely because flowers once grew there. A heart that has learned to ache cannot bloom simply because you decided to accept the aching as normal. This is what I need you to hear today. Your pain is not evidence of your weakness. Your wound is not a life sentence. I send a healer to the broken-hearted. As it is written, I bind up wounds and restore what was shattered. You have hidden your cracks beneath layers of responsibility, beneath a strong exterior, beneath endless busyness, beneath the familiar refrain that everything will eventually pass. But some things do not pass on their own. Some things do not heal through time alone. Some things need to be brought into the light, placed in my hand, and named by their true name, so they no longer rule your life in silence. Today, I am not asking you to survive anymore. I am asking you to live. You were not created to become a locked room filled with silent sighs. You were not designed to befriend your own wounds, to regard the cuts in your soul as permanent furniture in the geography of who you are. I am calling you to something different. Do you truly want to be healed? Not to hurt a little less, not to feel relief for a moment, not to have someone understand you and nod with compassion, but to let me touch the deepest place within you. The place you locked away because letting it open meant accepting that you had the right to hope, to love, and to move forward. Perhaps that question frightens you, because being healed means you cannot hide behind old stories anymore. Being healed means releasing the strange comfort of pain that once explained why you did not dare to reach for your own life. I will not pull you out of that place with force. I come as a gardener who knows every root, every withered branch, every fragile new shoot that is still trying to grow. I will not destroy your entire landscape because some places have gone dry. I will water, I will tend, I will breathe life into the places that seem to have no spring left. Every branch that bears fruit needs to be pruned so it can bear more. My touch may sometimes cause you to ache, but that is the pain of restoration, not destruction. And if you're wondering if this applies to you, if this message is really for someone like you, I want you to know, yes, it is for you. Not because you are perfect, not because you have suffered more beautifully than others, but because you are mine, and I do not abandon what belongs to me. If this resonates deeply in your soul right now, if you feel something shifting inside you as you hear these words, take a deep breath. You are not forgotten. I will give you a new heart. I will take out the heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. This is not surface soothing. This is deep transformation. This is not wiping away today's tears while leaving yesterday's wounds untouched. This is restoring the joy that has been silenced through seasons you cannot count. This is me saying to you that in my hands no broken soul is ever too late for a new spring. So, let me come near the places you promised yourself you would never open again. Let me touch the memories that make you shrink back, the words that caused you to question your worth, and the losses that left you afraid to hope for anything good again. You do not need to explain everything perfectly. I understand even the prayers that never became words. I know the things you are too afraid to name, and I do not come to shame you for hurting too long. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Today I am calling you to step out of the rhythm of endless enduring and into the light of true healing. Do not wait until you stop trembling. Come exactly as you are. As we walk this path of healing, we must also look at the gates of your soul. There are gates within you that have grown weak through wounds, through habits that do not serve your spirit, and through allowing voices and images to pass through too many times that distorted your vision of what is true. Let me show you which gates must be closed, which boundaries must be restored, and which empty spaces must be filled again with my truth. Do not underestimate small cracks. Smoke does not need a wide door to enter. Even a narrow opening is enough for it to cling to the walls and dim the light within. In the same way, influences that distract you from my voice do not always collapse your entire house immediately. More often, they first make you numb. What once grieved your heart begins to feel normal. This is why I called you to remain watchful, to protect the life within you from the things that quietly drain it away. When you close the door to darkness, you are not losing freedom. You are protecting true freedom. The world tells you that freedom is the ability to consume everything without discernment. But I teach you that true freedom is no longer being ruled by everything. True freedom is knowing how to say no to what burdens your soul. Whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, think on these things. Let your eyes be nourished by what belongs to life. Place your hand upon your heart today and say, Father, guard the gates of my soul. Teach me to open myself to the light. I will hear that prayer. In my hands, no story ends in brokenness. You were chosen before time began. You are seen. You are unconditionally loved. Your new spring begins today. Will you let me heal you? I am waiting with open arms.